So this Monday morning, I go into the office for the last time, hand in my phone, my laptop and my company pass, and that's it. I'm done. I'm retiring early. And I was doing some research into some of the motivations that make people want to retire early. And of course, what I hadn't realised is that in a way, because I'm retiring early, I'm, less than 60, I'm entering into that world of FIRE. Financially independent, retire early. Of course, this is a sort of a group I'd heard of before, but when I read about that years ago, I never thought I would be in a position where I would even kind of qualify as retiring early. I mean, to be honest, I thought it would be like most people, be working until I'm like 65, after 30 odd years at the same company, and then finally, retire. But circumstances have occurred that allow me to retire early and officially become a member of FIRE. I love that idea. Financially independent, retire early. Never did quite like the word retire because it does make you feel like a bit old. So I much prefer the kind of idea of financially independent. Anyway, I'm doing this research about the motivations and about FIRE, albeit, I'm only just a member, as it were. There seems to be like three key types of FIRE people, as it were. You've got the lean FIRE, those that retire and then live a minimalistic life so that they can afford to retire early and be financially independent. Fat FIRE, those that can retire to a luxurious lifestyle of financial independence. That's certainly not me. And barista FIRE, which I love that word, barista FIRE. Those that kind of supplement their financial independence and retirement with a few part-time jobs here and there. And I guess I'm sort of between lean FIRE and barista FIRE. I don't really intend to do part-time jobs, but I do intend to pursue things like YouTube, which, gives me a little bit of money, and hopefully it gives me the same equivalent sort of money, sort of beer money, as I say, entertainment money, that does allow me to kind of be part of FIRE, but not too lean FIRE, a little bit lean FIRE. Anyway, so I thought I'd research some of the key motivations why people want to retire early and join the hallowed group of FIRE, as it were. So I've made a list here from my research. So number one, more time for passions and hobbies. That seems a good reason to retire. And in a way, that's kind of why I'm retiring. Yes, I have the opportunity to do it. And when I did the maths, I kind of thought if I don't do it now with this opportunity, presented to me, then the reality is retiring at 60 is going to be a struggle, and retiring at 65, financially that would be much better. But the prospect of working until I'm 65, didn't really tick my boxes. So the opportunity to pursue hobbies, of which I consider, YouTube, content creation, my hobby. Now, yes, my hobby does pay me, as I said, a little bit of beer money here and there, but it is a passion, it is a hobby. And so allowing me to be financially independent, however that may be as a lean FIRE member, having to live slightly more a minimal lifestyle, to me, I'm happy to take that option, to clear all my debts, to have no mortgage, and then just live a bit more, on a minimal lifestyle. And hey, if things come of YouTube, then great. If not, it doesn't matter. I'm not dependent on it. So motivations to pursue your hobbies, the opportunity to be financially independent, not dependent on a company, not dependent on anyone else, so that you can genuinely do what you want to do in life. I think it was the philosopher Alan Watts kind of said that you work all your life and at weekends you pursue your hobbies and your pastimes. And then when you're older, you look back and you think, well, why didn't I make my hobby and my pastime my job? Seems obvious, I know, and a bit kind of, simplistic. Yet there's some truth in that. We often just fall into jobs, don't we? And then we find out what we really enjoy doing, whether it's, creating content, whether it's doing drawing, whether it's writing. We've all got that novel in us. I know I've got that novel in me. The amount of times I've started, but never really had the time to finish. Well, maybe there's no excuse this time. I've had the idea, I've written loads and loads and loads of notes, but my excuse has always been, well, I'm busy at work. It's going to take a lot of concentration to complete my novel. So, look, we've all got the novel in us. Many will forever be uncompleted, but at least being financially independent and having the opportunity while the brain is still working and all of that, to kind of pursue those hobbies and those pastimes is a great idea and a great reason. And why, as my research has shown, more and more people are looking to join the FIRE group. You know, millennials and Gen Xers like myself who are looking to retire. Well, if you're a millennial in your 30s and your 40s, if you're super lucky, maybe you're a tech bro and you sold your company for a few $1 million or something, you know. The rest of us have to struggle on for a bit more and just work with conventional pensions. But yeah, retire in your 30s, your 40s, or if you're a Gen Xer like me, maybe in your 50s. So I'm kind of quite proud now when I think about it. Something I never thought I'd be able to do. And yeah, sure, opportunities have arisen, but those opportunities have arisen because I've kind of been working in the right place at the right time and, you know, stuck with it. And inevitably, you know, a situation came along and it was time to grab that opportunity by the horns, which I've kind of done now. So yeah, so motivation number one, pursuing hobbies and pastimes. I absolutely get that 100%. Number two, freedom and flexibility in life, it says here. Freedom and flexibility in daily life. Certainly, you know, you work all your life, and I've said it before, school trains us for this, doesn't it, really? A kind of structure, Monday to Friday. I mean, yeah, look, not everybody. I know some people work shifts, some people work at the weekends. You know, not everybody works Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. But in general, that is the kind of consistent way that we're sort of nurtured, brainwashed, whatever you want to call it, from school, Monday to Friday. You know, 8 to 4 o'clock or whatever it is. Then you go to work, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 or 10 to 6 or whatever it is. And you do that for 30, 40 years. And so that inevitably forces a very strict structure to your life. And you have to do things when everyone else does them, you know. You have to go to the shops when everyone else goes to the shops. I've said this before on my channel, which, you know, I hate. Everybody goes to shops on a Saturday. Of course they do. You know, they've been working all week. So having the ability to kind of not have such a structured life is something that people kind of look forward to. And it's interesting because this week I've taken a week off work. So I've had a vacation, I had to use my vacation. So I thought I'd take off the week before my final week. So this week I've taken it off work. And the reason I did that, in a way, or what I'm using this week for, is a kind of dress run, a dress rehearsal, albeit for 1 week, I know, but not planning anything specific, other than the fact I'm not planning anything specific. That was the plan. Don't plan anything. And just to see what I did, how I reacted. You know, will I wake up in time? Do I lie in bed for a lot longer? Do I suddenly start to sort of see changes or opportunities to change the structure of my life? And it's quite interesting because already this week I've made 3, maybe 4 videos. Maybe this is the 5th video. Now, I'm not going to be that productive every week. It's just some right ideas have come up on some of my other channels. So I've made these other videos. So that's been quite useful. But it's funny, on Monday, I got up reasonably early. I became so distracted by all these little mini jobs. I'd start cleaning a bit more, you know, a bit more of a deep clean in the kitchen. And then I'd see something and I'd think, oh no, I'll just do that. And then I'd see something else. I thought, oh, I've got a little trial paint pot thing and it matches the colour of my wall. So I thought, yeah, why not? I'll just patch up some patches on the wall while I'm at it. So I started just spotting all these little odd jobs and I didn't feel any pressure about doing them. It was something I genuinely, organically wanted to do. On Wednesday, I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop down to IKEA on Wednesday morning. Oh my gosh, IKEA on a Wednesday morning is paradise. Hardly anyone there, few people milling around, but not like going on a Saturday or a Sunday or something like that. It was an absolute joy. I didn't feel claustrophobic. I didn't feel anxious, surrounded by crowds or anything like that. It was an absolute pleasure to pop to IKEA, have a little potter around and grab a few things. And so, yeah, definitely all of this activity that I've been doing has felt relaxed, has felt, you know, no pressure. Often I sometimes make videos during the week, even though I'm working, but I have to kind of do them, you know, at lunchtime, fit them in, or maybe, you know, do a bit of editing in the evening after I've worked all day. And that's very tiring. Now, I can take my time. And that's the other thing I found on some of the videos I was making. There was no rush. I could take my time. I could spend all day doing it and go and do other stuff, come back to it, come back, watch it refreshed, and then maybe make tweaks. Whereas when I'm under pressure, I often kind of make decisions like, oh, I won't change that, that's fine, that'll do, and move on. Is much more relaxing. Now, as I said, this is just 1 week experiment, and it's going to be for real in a couple of weeks. So we'll see how it goes, and no doubt I'll do a video 6 months into my retirement and all of that. But just as a little taster, yeah, it seemed life was much more relaxed, and you felt much more inclined to do various little jobs around the house. And as you did those little jobs, other little things come up, and you didn't feel pressurized to do them. I didn't feel pressurized to do them, and yet it was something I wanted to do. So that was interesting. Number 3 is reduce stress and well-being. Yeah, it's interesting. I've still got my work emails on, even though I'm on holiday. And there's a couple of projects that I had promised I'd get done because it's coming to the end of the financial year. And I've been waiting on other people. Unfortunately, I have my holiday this week. And I did go in and answer a couple of emails. I really hate that when people do that when they're on holiday, but I kind of felt I had no choice. But every so often I'd hear a ping on my phone with an email, and I always just glance at it, but then ignore it because, you know, I'm on holiday generally. But I was thinking actually when I heard a ping today, as soon as I've retired, my work email, even though it'll be stopped anyway, but you know, sometimes IT take their time to do this, that's coming straight off my phone, yeah? That's getting deleted straight away, not needed, not required. In a way that's symptomatic of me hopefully feeling less stressed, having much better well-being. As I said, this week, the jobs I've done around, no one's asked me to do the jobs. I've chosen to do little jobs myself around the house. I've taken pleasure in doing that. I've, you know, taken my time in doing them because there's no pressure to get back to work or anything like that. And that, in just this 1 week, has felt so relaxing. This is not like a normal week from work. This, I know work is effectively finished next week. So that's how I've seen it. I don't have the stress of, oh, I've got to go back to work after this holiday. Also, I don't have the stress of thinking it's a holiday, therefore I must do holiday things. You know, it doesn't feel wasted. If I'd taken this time off while I was working and then not really done anything, like, oh, I must go on holiday, or I must do something, I must plan a specific task while I'm on, you know, on this holiday, it might feel wasted. But the reason I structured my holiday this way is so that I could do things and it not feel wasted. Because my theory is when you're retired, it's not wasted time, it's your time. Do what you want with it. And that's how it should be. You shouldn't feel obliged to go on holiday or obliged to take on a massive project because you've taken the time off work to do it, or obliged to do something because somebody's asked you to do it. And so that's what I've kind of done this week. And yeah, my well-being, anxiety, mental health, all of that, super chill this week, been super chill. So I'm looking forward to more of that, yeah? More super chill. Number 4, stronger connections with loved ones. Now that's an odd one for me. I have my partner who lives in London, and so yeah, I'll be able to go and see them, you know, a lot more now that I've retired. I can go during the beginning of the week and stuff like that and pop and see her. She, over the last 6 years, God bless her, has come to see me a lot more than I've gone to see her. So yeah, part of me, and I know she's going to watch this, it's payback time, and I will have the freedom to go to hers much more now, and so that will be nice. But I don't have, like, my parents. Both my parents passed away years ago, so I don't have any of my parents to go and visit or look after. Done that. I've got my children, one who's at university, so yeah, I can pop down and go and see her whenever I want, you know, in Cornwall, and now it's the summer, or it's spring. I can pop down and go and see her, and obviously my son, who lives with me half the week, you know, that's not really going to change that structure. I'm always picking him up when he needs picking up from school, etc. So that won't change for a couple of years. So yeah, I don't think it will deliver the kind of the same motivation that it has for other people who want to spend more time with their loved ones, because I kind of already do spend time with my loved ones, and your conventional loved ones, your family, for instance, your parents, whatever you might want to go and visit and look after in their older age. That doesn't affect me because my parents have passed away. There's my sister who lives in France, and so that would be interesting whether I could just pop over, you know, for 3 days at the beginning of the week on the cheap and just go and see her in France, because it's not that far. Jump on an easy jet, or Ryanair, go and see my sister. So that would be interesting as well, whether I get to see that and spend more time with my sister. It's kind of my only remaining part of my family, really. I have another sister I don't really see. So yeah, opportunity to see loved ones and all of that. Not quite as high on the reasons to retire early for me because of my circumstances, but definitely will plan to see more of my beautiful partner who lives in London. And number 5, opportunity to travel and explore. Now, that is definitely something that I want to pursue. Circumstances at the moment mean that I have to sort of remain where I am for 2 to 3 years because my son's still at school. I want him to get him through school, hopefully get him to university, and then we're good. But I would really like it to maybe move or live in different places in the world, certainly to travel to different places that I haven't been to. I've been fortunate enough when I worked, not at the company I'm at now, but I did 5 years at Lego, interesting enough, and that allowed me to travel quite extensively to America, to Japan, to Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, but there are still loads and loads of countries that I've not visited, obviously. You know, obviously I've visited a lot of countries in Europe, but I've never been to Portugal. And I've been to every continent in the world. I've been to India, I've been to Africa, but I've never been to South America. So an opportunity to maybe now and then, subject to money availability, because remember I'm in that kind of lean fire category, I would like to go to some countries that I've never really visited before. Interesting countries, maybe a few former Eastern European countries, maybe Poland. I'd like to go to Ukraine actually, which, okay, not right now perhaps, but Ukraine is always strikes me as a young dynamic country, a good service level. I saw a podcast with Ukrainian and she was saying that many Ukrainians who came to Britain can't wait to get back to Ukraine, or already gone back to Ukraine, and are quite happy to put up with missiles coming into Kiev because the level of service is so much higher. And so, yeah, you often find these younger countries, these young aspirational countries, I say younger, since it's sort of post-Soviet era, are much more dynamic. You see it a lot in the, you know, Asia-Pacific countries, you know, Singapore and whatever, even upcoming countries like Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam. I'd love to go to Vietnam. So yeah, the opportunity to travel, and certainly my plan is, one of the little things that I'm going to do over the next 3 years is explore the opportunity of living somewhere else, like Bali, like Vietnam, or maybe Costa Rica, for some period of the year. Not necessarily to own property, but just to go out there and live there for 3 months a year, maybe 3 months in France, maybe 3 months back in the UK. It's a loose plan now, I've been discussing with my partner, but something I think we'll definitely pursue. So, yeah, Blue Pearl there, putting on its engine. The opportunity to travel and explore. Obviously, all of this will be subject to money, and in my retirement plan, when I downsize in 3 to 4 years, that should definitely free up some money. Hey, but if this YouTube lark goes well, there'll be an opportunity there as well, hopefully. So yeah, number 5, opportunity to travel and explore. Anyway, so those are the 5 motivations that I've discovered from my research about people who, you know, are into fire. Financially independent, retire early. The 5 motivations. So yeah, let me know what your motivations for retirement are in the comments down below. I'd be interested to hear what they are. And of course, if you've liked this video, my kind of regular weekly ramble about retirement, hey, do me the great honor, please. Give it a thumbs up, you know, give it a like, because I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you, yeah, the clever ones, find content just like this. And if you're new to my channel, maybe you're one of these people who've watched a few of my videos and haven't got round to it yet. Why don't you hit that subscribe button, toggle that notification bell, and that way you'll know when I go live with content just like this. And talking of content just like this, why don't you check out the videos right here? These ones here. as the train goes past. Hopefully you could hear that.
Keep the fools off me.
Anyway, thanks for watching.